Welcome to the Perspective Show. My name is Maina Kamunya, and today we are focusing on the possible outcome of the current maandamano and political rallies that are being done by Azimio Coalition. In the recent past, we have seen Azimio conduct rallies, political gatherings in Nairobi, Kisumu, Taita Taveta, and also in some other parts of the country. And asking ourselves, we have seen these guys publicly denounce the legitimacy of the Kenya Kwanza government. And they're purporting that they shall remove the current government from power because they believe that their win was stolen by the Kenya Kwanza government. But constitutionally, Kenyans voted democratically on August 2022, and they gave themselves a government of Kenya Kwanza. This government was verified and their win validated by the Supreme Court of Kenya, which is the most the apex court on the land. And therefore, Kenya Kwanza, as they sit, or as you speak today, they are the government in power. And Azimio Coalition have no any other way legally to come into power. Either they have a handshake with the current government, or they use other legitimate methods to ensure they come into power. Because if they can't wait until 2027, that's the only window they have constitutionally to come into power. And therefore, according to what they're purporting to do, because I've said they go to the state house, remove the president, and make sure that they install Baba as the president, which is automatically unconstitutional, and it's not a legitimate way of getting into power as per our laws. Therefore, we tend to ask ourselves this question: are these maandamano and political gatherings for the interest of Kenyan people, in the interest of our democracy, or are they for the interest of just few individuals? Let us remind ourselves that, and history have it, that Moi, when he came into power in around 1978, he was just a humble, polite guy, just a teacher. But when the coup happened in 1992, that coup changed the man. The beast in the man was awakened. And history have it that that man was no longer the same. Moi changed totally. He was no longer the man people voted in. And we all know historically that he became one of the worst presidents we ever have to our economy, to our politics, and also our social life. Because many things went south instead of growing. Countries like Malaysia, Singapore, which were on the same level by then, they left us struggling politically, economically, and now they are somewhere else, and we are still struggling in terms of economics and also in political instability. So therefore, what we want to put into perspective today is this: if Azimio Coalition chooses the illegitimate way to get into power, first of all, they need to remember and understand this, that the people who will bear the heaviest consequence will be the people of Kenya, because they are the one who will suffer most. Two, our democracy will suffer a lot, and also those politicians that are heading those maandamanos, because they need to understand, and all of us know, and I want to remind Kenyans, and especially the young people, that the Kenya Kwanza government, led by the current president, William Samoei Ruto, and the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, they have a constitutional mandate to protect Kenyans and their property at all cost. And therefore, if Azimio chooses to go that route that they are saying, to remove the government illegitimately from power, therefore they should be prepared that the government of Kenya will respond with its full force, bandits, because they have to protect us. Either you are from Azimio, or you voted Azimio, or you voted for Kenya Kwanza. As long as you are a Kenyan citizen, you have a right, constitution, to be protected by the government in power. Therefore, the possible outcome of this maandamano will be bloodshed, will be chaos, will be mayhem, and eventually our country will suffer politically, economically, socially, and our democracy will go back to the era that we were back then. Therefore, we want to caution Azimio Coalition, because the current president may be a humble guy, just a Christian, praying, and just a man who intends to do good for the nation. But he must remember that they can change him The way that coup changed Moi to become a dictator, Raila and Azimio might change William Samoei Ruto to become the worst dictator the Kenya would ever had. And if that happens, the people who would suffer most are the Kenyans and not the politicians. So therefore, we want to request, especially the Azimio coalition, look for other ways to ensure that you correct, you criticize, and you propose what you think should be done for the sake of our economy, for the sake of our country, for the sake of our democracy. But don't use a method that will be detrimental to the people of Kenya and the sovereignty of this nation. This is a Perspective Show with you as Maina Kamunya. See you next.